Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Now, the film Zero Dark 30 hasn't been released yet, so I haven't seen it, you haven't seen it, and it has been screened for a fair amount of people, I guess, but not for the general public. But it's been all over the news because, according to reports, it implies that torture provided the information that led to the killing of Osama bin Laden. Unfortunately, most of the information about our torture program is classified, not to protect any information, but to protect the war criminals that are still free walking the streets in our midst. People who are in a position to know have stated unequivocally that torture played no part in finding bin Laden. Some of the people who were directly involved on the scene have said that they were getting good information by using standard interrogation techniques, and then the torture program started and they stopped getting good information. Anybody who knows anything about interrogation and torture knows that you don't get reliable information from torture. We do know that Homeland Security spent a lot of time and taxpayer money chasing after threats that weren't real because of information they got from our torture program. We do know that a lot of people who had nothing to do with Al-Qaeda told their torturers that they were part of Al-Qaeda to make the torture stop. The history of torture is replete with statements gotten from people that could not possibly be true. Under torture, people have admitted that they spoke with the devil, turned into cats and other animals, looked at crops and made them die, flew around on brooms, and had sex with demons. Give me a torture chamber and I can make you say anything I want you to. I can make men say they are women. I can make Arabs say they're Jews, and Jews say they're Arabs. I can make the Pope say that he's having anal sex with Satan. See, that's the one and only purpose of torture. Not to get the truth, but to get people to say the lie you want to hear. Dick Cheney was upset because nobody that we had in custody was saying anything about Iraq having a relationship with Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda. Since the lie about WMD had been debunked, he wanted people to say that. That's why he began pushing for the torture program, to get a false justification for the war. And let me tell you something. Anybody who thinks that you get accurate information from torture is an idiot. And the people who support torture, they know that. They don't support torture to protect our democracy. They're supporting torture to destroy it. If they can convince us that torture is a legitimate tool in the fight against terrorism, then the next step is to say, well, why should we do this for terrorists but not do it for other kinds of criminals? And they can introduce torture into our judicial system. And then the next thing you know, we'll be getting thousands of fake confessions. And it'll be a lot easier to put people into jail. And of course, this would please our prison industry, wouldn't it? That's the real threat. That's the real threat that our torture program contains. It certainly doesn't threaten the terrorists. It threatens us. It threatens you. It threatens me. And that's why every piece of paper about our torture program should be declassified. The names of the people involved should be made known. And then every one of those people, every one of them, should be charged with war crimes. They should be given a fair trial, followed by a proper hanging. And yes, Dick Cheney, George W. Bush, I'm talking about you. Thanks for listening.